Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cameron. Today's video, I think, is one of the most in-depth videos that I've ever filmed. I did so much research, well, not like a lot, but I did a lot of research talking about this specific topic, and this is going to be part one, or the very first episode, I guess, or yeah, just part in my series that I'm going to be doing on this channel, talking about why people join MLMs. I am going to be working really hard on this series, and I think it's really important to talk about this and to understand the specific tactics that lead people into falling for multi-level marketing. So I want to put a couple disclaimers out there before we get started, because I know the word anti and hater, like the line can kind of be blurred between if you're anti something or if you're just a hater, right? I see this happen very often where because someone is anti blank, they're immediately coined as being a hater because they don't support said thing that they're anti of. I want to make it well known that I am not, like, I don't hate people that are in MLM. I don't really like how in social media or in, our current society that anyone who is opposed of anything is a hater for that specific thing. And I really want to emphasize that just because someone is giving facts or is doing research or, is looking into a specific topic and then they come to their own terms that they do not support it, that does not mean that they hate it. That does not mean that they are a hater. Yes, MLMs are scammy. Yes, I wish that MLMs didn't exist, but I'm not a hater for MLMs. If people want to be in MLMs, that's up to them. That is totally their decision, their opinion. But I want to make sure that all the facts are laid out for them in order for them to come to that decision so that they can, determine if that's the right choice for them or not. So I looked up the definition of the word anti, and anti is opposed to or against a particular thing or person. And I like the example that they give, and it says, just because I won't join you, it doesn't mean I'm anti you. And I think that's very important, and I think that's very relevant to what we're going to be talking about in this series, because I don't want it to come off as like I'm hating on these people, because I'm really not. And I wouldn't even really say I'm anti-MLM. Like, I put that in my videos, in the title of my videos, so that it can attract the audience of people who are looking for anti-MLM content, which is just marketing. That's just what it is. The video is talking about MLMs, and it's for people who are anti-MLM. But I want to emphasize that I would say I'm more like anti-scams, if anything, because yes, MLMs are scammy, but I know that there are other more important or bigger issues in the world than multi-level marketing. And I understand that there are worse scams out there. Now, because of that, I'm probably going to be leading more of my channel into talking about scams in general, MLM related or not. I'm probably going to be incorporating that into, the theme of my channel, because like I said in my last video or 2 videos ago, that I really want to make sure that all the information I'm gonna swallow like a bug or something. Vegan. Now it's in my stomach. Anyways, I really want to emphasize that it's important to have all of the facts laid out and to have factual evidence and to determine whether that is a scam or not. So that is kind of why I kind of got interested into multi-level marketing and like anti-MLM stuff, because I did the research and I found out the information that I never thought that I would find out, and that I never thought would, that there was, until I did the research and I watched videos on YouTube talking about it. So I think it's really important to put this information out there publicly, because a lot of the stuff is hidden. So with that being said, in the future, I'm probably going to be steering my channel into that direction, just talking about scams in general, MLM related or not. Let's continue. So today I'm going to be talking about FOMO, and we're going to be diving into what FOMO is, the definition, and how exactly MLMers utilize FOMO as a marketing tactic in a negative way. The definition of FOMO. FOMO stands for fear of missing out. It is anxiety that an exciting or interesting event may currently be happening elsewhere, often aroused by posts seen on a social media website. It is a form of social anxiety described as a pervasive apprehension that others might be having rewarding experiences from which one is absent. FOMO is also defined as a fear of regret, which may lead to a compulsive concern that one might miss an opportunity for social interaction, a novel experience, a profitable investment, or other satisfying events. FOMO is proven to cause stress, sleep problems, fatigue, and psychosomatic symptoms. Some examples of FOMO, and we see this way more often, and it kind of triggers this, social anxiety in everyone. When I was doing my research, I found out that you don't really have to have a specific underlying mental disorder in order to experience FOMO. It can happen to literally anyone. Some examples would be like people waiting in line for a movie premiere, or how people wait in line for an Apple product to drop or whatever. People don't want to miss out on the next big thing, or people don't want to miss out on, an opportunity to be the first to experience something, right? Which is why people go to like midnight movie premieres, or they camp out for a big sale like for Black Friday and stuff like that. And we see this all the time when a popular fad or trend is taking place on social media platforms, like a funny meme, which I kind of hate that word now, when like a funny meme, any popular fad that is on social media, we constantly keep up to date with our social media presence and our thread and everything, our feed, because we don't want to be left out of the loop, right? We don't want to feel left out and want to be included with the general public. That would be an example of FOMO. A lot of big companies utilize FOMO as a marketing tactic. But the difference between multi-level marketing and, your typical big business like Target or something, the way that they approach it is everything. That's what I really want to focus on. Because when Target is promoting like smart water or something, I don't know, they'll often promote it with using facts or statistics that back your desire to buy the product or not. Whereas in MLMs, they promote it through a lavish lifestyle, promote it through materialism, equating the company's products or business to their success in life, to their happiness. I think that this is in itself really manipulative, because it attracts a very specific group of people who are maybe at a low in their lives or are looking for a deeper sense of purpose. Speaking for myself, like if I didn't know squat about multi-level marketing, I would probably fall for it, because they hit all the marks on targeting vulnerable people, because they promote a lavish lifestyle and talk often about how their lives are forever changed for the better, and how their mental health, improved through this MLM company or by using their products. I also understand that not every company that isn't an MLM is ethical or, justified. I just want to specifically focus on multi-level marketing because it is statistically proven that 99.6% of people, I think, definitely 99% of people will lose money in multi-level marketing. That is a proven fact, and I love the facts. And with this endeavor, the business itself is more appealing because it's more approachable since anyone can do it. The consultants directly interact with their potential consumers, whereas other companies, they don't directly contact their consumers, right? And I think it's important to emphasize too that, with your average, $1 million regular company like Target or something, they have a specific target audience that they want to market to. The best example I can give you is you wouldn't market tampons to a guy or someone who doesn't have periods or children, right? So on that note, multi-level marketing doesn't work because they have a target audience that are vulnerable people. Their target audience are vulnerable people who they know won't probably look up what multi-level marketing is, what their company is, or the lawsuits they have against them, FTC, what an income disclosure statement is, all of that. They prey on the people who won't do the research or who they assume won't do the research so that they can kind of lure them into the multi-level marketing scheme. And it is because of that their intentions are not true, and that I believe that this business model is corrupt and unethical because it is proven to fail, yet they advertise that this business model is the way of the future and that everyone can do it, which is also proven to not be true because if everyone was in multi-level marketing, there'd be no people left on the planet. There are not enough people in the world for multi-level marketing businesses to work. Literally everyone in the entire world and then some would have to be in multi-level marketing in order for everyone to make it to the top. And even then, some people would have to be at the bottom. Also, on that note, this is why I believe it to be important to talk about multi-level marketing being a scam, because so many people fall victim to it. Your average Susan can do it. We've all had either a family member, a friend, a significant other, or even ourselves being involved with a multi-level marketing company. And I want to emphasize that if something seems to be too good to be true, it probably is. So on that note, let's continue on. Though FOMO is, like I said, a very popular marketing tactic that a lot of companies utilize, it is important to look at how it applies to MLM companies, because they focus on that being their main selling point, because usually the products won't speak for themselves. And again, another video topic about the products or whatever. I have a video talking about MLM products and why you shouldn't buy from them and all that, so definitely go check them out. It's in my MLM playlist. Many times when we are approached or when people recruit people for their multi-level marketing company, we often see that they utilize and kind of honestly just kill the dead horse of talking about the opportunity that the business has, right? And honestly, the word opportunity for me is just completely destroyed and wrecked because of multi-level marketing. And it's sad because it's just a normal word, but now I just can't stop thinking about multi-level marketing every time I hear the word opportunity. Every time I hear it, it's a scam, right? They're selling the opportunity. They're not selling the specific income that you will get when you work for a 9-to-5 job or just a regular minimum wage job or corporate job, whatever. They often talk more about the opportunity than the product itself. And we can see this all the time happening with people talking about, yeah, the products are good, but the community that I got was what really sold it for me. I have people who are my friends for life, yada yada yada, and they capitalize on the idea that anyone can do it and anyone can succeed. And they often use vague, inspirational quotes that are really taken out of context and try to apply them to their MLM opportunity.
In our city, in our state, wherever you are, there's like accidents that happen. There are things that are going to like change your life in an instant sometimes, and I don't want you to wait for that something to happen and it be too late, or that something to happen to one of your friends or your family and then you're like, wow, I should have really been chasing my dreams by now. Like, I should be doing what I love because I don't know how like long I'm gonna have, and I just don't want any of you to pass up an opportunity that could bring you to where you want to be. And as simple as it is, I just really hope that that resonates.
So, as shown in that clip, she talks about how life can change in an instant. Yes, that is true about anything. You can say that about literally anything. Your life can change like that, no matter what. But the fact that this is an MLM pitch, this video is talking about what Arbonne has done for her. This is an Arbonne representative. This video is talking about specifically how Arbonne is the reason why she was able to not have that fear anymore. And I think it's very manipulative that people use that as a way to say that joining their business will help them be more prepared for when their life changes in an instant. She kind of manipulates you by making it seem like she cares about you, by saying, I just don't want anything bad to happen to you. I don't want you to be unprepared, blah, blah, blah. And taken out of context, you know, it would be a nice motivational, inspirational video, despite the fact that she was saying how like crazy things are happening. You can basically just die at any minute. And how you shouldn't waste any moment doing anything you're unhappy with, which is like, you know, you can say that about anything, but I think it's really manipulative that she emphasizes that as her marketing tactic. So many examples of MLMers capitalizing on FOMO that they coin the term opportunity to mean endless possibilities of the success that you can get through their MLM. It can be for a better financial situation or for bettering your mental health, your mental state, whatever it is. The opportunities are endless, right? The world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. This vagueness of the very word in itself lets the potential consumer lead themselves to believe that something better is waiting for them on the other side, right? The grass is always greener on the other side. People will always look for, well, there's something better, there's something better. And with MLMs, even when you are in it, they still capitalize on FOMO as the ranks go up and up, as there's always something better. There's always a better rank.
We've all been in that position. I can say that over and over and over again. We've all been in that position where we've been like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be that girl. But until you're in it and you realize it's nothing like what you're thinking or what you've kind of perceived from others' negativity, I'm telling you guys, it's life-changing. And I'm telling you right now, if you're that friend that is discouraging someone from doing something they wanted to do because it made them feel good about themselves, change their life, shame on you. Shame on you.
Okay, so she talks about how Arbonne, this is an Arbonne consultant, a different one. She talks about how being an Arbonne can change your life for the better. But she says you won't really understand it unless you're in it. So that right there is manipulation into getting someone to join her Arbonne business, because when she talks so lavishly and she talks so positive about, you know, how Arbonne has changed her life, she kind of like degrades all of it by saying, but you wouldn't know because you're not in Arbonne. So then people feel like they're missing out on all this great opportunity and they're like, well, shit, like I want to be in our bond, because I want my life to be better. I want my soul to be cleansed, all that jazz. It's really scary. They'll say vague things like invest in your health, invest in your future. Why wait? Just say yes, just do it, whatever. There's a lot of examples of this that are truly just like make me so sad to see how people can get so aggressive about their company. They really emphasize on this idea that you don't care about your well-being or your health or your future or your kids or your, whatever. Because again, they'll target anything, right? They'll target anything that they can, anything that is vulnerable to them. You're basically well-being if you don't invest in their MLM, because there's so much to gain from the opportunity.
My mind and my idea of making money so much. It has created such a positive atmosphere for me. I have made friends that I never thought I'd be friends with. I'm going to be taking a vacation to the Dominican. Like, there's so many benefits to this business if you are willing to work it. So please, if you have been thinking about it, now is a good time. You have all the time in the world to focus on it, being that we pretty much all have to stay at home. I'm accepting 2 more girls on my team this month, and I would love to answer any questions that any of you guys have. If this is something that you've been wanting to do, or you've been watching but you've been skeptical, or you just feel like you can't do it for whatever reason, you don't think you'd be good enough or whatever, stop thinking that. Join me and I will make you know that you're good enough and that this thing is so awesome, and I just want everybody to be a part of this.
So again, I think I'm going to be talking about this in a later video, but this false sense of motivation, this toxic positivity. There's actually a podcast called Toxic Positivity, and it's really interesting. She talks about MLMs and different tactics that they use, why they're predatory, and all that jazz. So I will have that linked in the description because she is really amazing. She's very educated and very well informed, and she does her research. So it's a podcast. The episodes are really short. They're about like 30 minutes long, and it's brand spanking new, so it's easy to catch up. Another reason why multi-level marketing is appealing is because, average people do it, right? It is appealing to average people because it is promoted by like-minded average people. I think FOMO really ties into a loss aversion as well. And the definition is in cognitive psychology, decision theory, and behavioral economics, loss aversion refers to people's tendency to prefer avoiding losses to acquiring equivalent gains. It is better to not lose $5 than to find $5. So when companies create FOMO for people, it triggers this loss aversion idea in your mind. And to them, it's better to buy the product than to not have the product. It's better for them to lose the money and have the product be, awful or horrific than to not spend the money and to miss out on the opportunity for them experiencing whether the product is good or bad or not, right? It kind of deals with the question of, would you rather get a $5 discount or avoid a $5 surcharge? People with lower level of basic psychological satisfaction reported a higher level of FOMO. Researchers at 2 German universities looked at Facebook data and found that people had negative feelings when using social media because they saw the seemingly perfect lives of their friends. This is just another piece of evidence to prove that FOMO creates negative effects, right? Although a lot of people use FOMO as their marketing tactic, it doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's okay, right? Just because a lot of people are doing it doesn't make it okay. Another common tactic that we see, and I think this is so weird that people do this too, one of the weirdest things, but is that they'll often talk about number of spots left on their team, right? They'll say, I'll only have 2 spots left, or I only have 8 spots left, so you better hurry before they fill up, yada, yada, yada. And I just want to let you all know that that is not true. It is false. It is not correct in any way, shape, or form. Not just talking about like ethical or not. It's not true. It's not. There are no limited spots on a team. If they filled up all their spots and someone came to them and said, I want to join, they bring them on. Like, they'll sign anyone on their team. They'll sign your dog on their team. It doesn't matter. They say that to create FOMO specifically so that you feel obligated to get involved with the business because you don't want to miss out, or you don't want there to be no spots left, because they do this all the time. I only have 2 spots left, and then next week or next month they're like, I have 4 spots left, or blah blah blah. And it's like, didn't you just, like, they do that just to create FOMO. I hate it, honestly. If that was the case, if that was actually true, that they only had specific spots, if multi-level marketing only allowed specific spots for each team, it would never work. Multi-level marketing would never allow for people to get to the top. All right, just think about that. Like, if there are limited spots on each rank, then how would Joe, all the way at the bottom, be able to make to the top when those spots are filled? How would that work? It's not true. It's them creating FOMO. It's not true. It's not true. They want to make their business or company or products or whatever seem desirable. And lots of companies do this with like flash sales, Black Friday sales. This is a way to get the company or the business to persuade consumers to buy more than they should, out of fear that the product will sell out, or because I see this a lot of time, especially with Arbonne. They always talk about how their products are selling fast, or that it's a limited edition, so you have to hurry or whatever. And then later on, it'll be like, oh no, it's a permanent item now. And it's like, so I just bought 5 boxes of this rose champagne fizz stick when it's now a permanent product. I saw this happen a lot. I think last year, towards the end of the year, around like December or something, that Monet would talk about how their website crashed because so many people were on their website when a flash sale happened, or when they released a new product or whatever. A lot of multi-level marketing companies do this, but I've seen it the most with Monet. And I just think it's funny because most of the times it's the consultants buying the products, right? Like, I said it once and I'll say it again. I'll say it till I die. The consultants are the customers, okay? They are the ones buying the most of the product. No one else is buying like $100, like $200, $300 worth of like the Rejuva beads. Now I want to talk about how FOMO is relevant to peer pressure. So, peer pressure is the direct influence on people by peers, or the effect of an individual who gets encouraged to follow their peers by changing their attitudes, values, or behavior to conform to those of the influencing group or individual. Peer pressure, we know all about it, right? That's the definition of it. Whether it's your friend or a big group of people, it's, come on, take another shot, or like, whatever, smoke this ciggy, whatever it may be. Peer pressure, right? A lot of people are doing it. You feel obligated to do it too. You give in and you do it, right? That's just a simple example. A really great YouTuber that I've talked about before on this channel, her name is Emily Leah. She talks about FOMO a little bit in some of her videos, and she talks about how the seemingly perfect lifestyle is just a lie. It's just a facade. And Kimberlea is actually another great anti-MLM YouTuber, and she is actually doing a series on her channel talking about influencer and influencer marketing versus MLMs and MLM marketing.
You're going to be taken care of when it comes to Instagram and how to effectively become an influencer and be able to run this business to its full extent. I do not believe just because they get you to do something that they are influential. I don't think this comes from social influence. It comes from systematic approaches that they are taught by these companies, and they're using social media to do it.
I'm always broke mindset and get into the I refuse to let myself continue to be broke mindset.
But don't worry, if there's a will, there's a way. I don't like how they use this stuff either. They'll use motivational quotes. I see this all the time in their stories. Motivational quotes that are really taken out of context because the person who quoted it, I can almost guarantee you they were not talking about joining an MLM. So to me, it's a little bit manipulative. And it's almost like peer pressure because I feel like you're telling me I'm wrong and you're telling me if I'm not doing this, I have a bad mindset.
So, yeah, definitely go check them out. I have their, YouTube linked in the description all the time. So definitely go check it out. I think that Kimberly's videos about like influencer marketing, her series that she's doing, I think it's really important to talk about, especially in this video, because you really have to take into consideration on who and what specifically is making you feel left out. To kind of highlight the idea that you will be missing out if you don't join an MLM, distributors will often flaunt their wealth or flaunt their success to kind of show that, hey, if I can make it, you can make it. Anyone can make it. The average Joe on the side of the street can make it. Anyone can succeed in multi-level marketing. And like we mentioned earlier, that is not true because 99% of people will or lose money in multi-level marketing. Already with this flawed idolization of materialism, coming into play, MLMs emphasize on the idea that if you're wealthy, then you are successful. So they'll often take pictures in front of luxury cars because a lot of these MLMs have a free car incentive program, which another video I'll probably make. Free cars, they're not free. Just saying, I'm sorry, they're not free. How this goal is obtainable if you just work hard. So again, another vague statement, another vague phrase that they like to throw out at you a lot. If you just work hard. I see this happening very often, but people will take pictures in front of luxury cars or get merchandise from that car, even though they don't have the car yet. They'll take pictures and then usually have a caption like, can't wait till you're mine, or like, I'm almost there, like I'm gonna get ya, or like whatever. To kind of promote this wealthy and successful lifestyle, we always see MLMers eating, at the nicest restaurants or going on these expensive trips, which a lot of MLMs have, free trips, which again, it's not free. We'll have free trips in order for you to feel more successful in the business and to kind of give you like a pat on the back, because you're not making any money, to be like, hey, you're doing the business, and to kind of reassure you that the business is good even though you're not making any money in it. And this portrayal is egotistical, since their success is based off of the backs of people who are losing money and based off of people who gave in to peer pressure or gave in to fear of missing out. And again, if you were in an MLM, if you are in an MLM, I'm not saying that you're dumb or like stupid in any way. I fell for one time too. The best of us have joined it, Again, I want to emphasize, like, it is not your fault. It is, you were preyed upon and you are taken advantage of. And that's why I do what I do, because I don't like people taking advantage of other people. What have we learned today? We have learned how multi-level marketing has emphasized on the idea that people will be missing out, and they capitalize on the idea of FOMO, leading to make people believe that joining an MLM will be the best decision they have made in their entire lives and that they won't regret it and that it'll better their well-being completely and change who they are. Because of this, they prey on vulnerable people who may not feel these things, who may be looking for a deeper purpose in life, who may be at a low in their life, anything like that. And we've seen how it can affect people negatively, how the fear of missing out can directly correlate to specific effects and specific outcomes. And I want to emphasize again that I am not here to be a hater. I'm not here to hate on anyone who has been, is, or got out of an MLM or is thinking about one. I'm not thinking about joining one. I'm not trying to be a hater in any sense. I'm just here to spread the facts and to spread information. And again, this is an opinion-based video that is backed up by, factual evidence. And again, I will have everything linked in the description, of course, if you want to check that out. But again, this is an opinion video about how FOMO, the fear of missing out, is utilized by multi-level marketing companies and how it has a negative effect on people. That is what I'm talking about. Again, my opinion. And also, if you know anyone that I mentioned or that I've shown in the video, again, everyone's faces are blurred out, but if you know anyone or you find them some way, somehow on the interwebs, please do not interact with them or talk to them, message them in a negative way. We do not condone bullying here. I'm not about it. I've blurred the faces out because I don't want to condone bullying and I want everyone to stay anonymous for that reason. So again, don't message them, don't interact with them in a negative way. If you're against what they're doing or you don't agree with it, I wouldn't interact with them at all. I want to reiterate that I am not perfect. I think that there is so much room for growth and so much room for developing more information and learning as we go. So I think it's really important to emphasize that I am not the end all be all. I highly encourage you to do your own research if you are interested in this topic, but I will be doing a series on my channel about MLM manipulation, why people join MLMs, all that jazz, comparing it to cults too. I've seen that happen a lot. I've seen a lot of videos about that, but yeah, that's basically all I want to say. And if you would like to give this video a thumbs up, please do so. I want to thank you guys for the support and for subscribing. It honestly means the most to me. You have no idea. And as always, thanks for watching.